I had came here prepared to rant on the SJW. Not social justice warriors, but I haven't forgotten about y'all motherfuckers. I came here prepared to rant on Shonen Jump Weekly, but given the ending that we got as opposed to the ending that we really deserved, I just decided I'll leave Shonen Jump alone for right now, and I'll just talk about the Bleach chapter. Because this isn't the first time that we've seen Shonen Jump rush a manga to completion, and this isn't the first time we've seen a manga get cancelled by Shonen Jump. I've seen it done with Kite to Kill Hitman Reborn, I've seen it done with Siren, and now Bleach. So at this point I just feel like I'd be talking about something that's not going to change because Shonen Jump, it's a bunch of assholes and they're going to keep doing it no matter what, because apparently sales matter more than quality, and they don't want to see a story either reach its full potential by actually giving it the ending that it deserves, or at least giving the fans that are followers of the series an ending that it does deserve. So let's just talk about the Bleach chapter and we'll go from there. But before I begin, first off, let me say I'm probably going to be all over the place because I may not have reviewed but one chapter, and that's Kenpachi's Bankai chapter, but I've been following this series from the beginning. Like, well, I won't say the beginning. I've been following since the Rukia retrieval arc. And to see this series come to an end, and it's got my brain all scattered, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy, but at the same time I'm sad because there's a bunch of stuff we didn't get clarified, but at the same time I'm happy with what we did get. So let's just talk about it. For Kubo only getting an allotted amount of time to wrap up his series that he's been working on for years on end, he did really well with the time that he was given. So the first thing that we learned in this chapter is that Juobak, Yulwalk, Zangetsu, whatever you want to call him, he still has traces of spiritual pressure left in the Soul Society, and it just makes you think, damn, he was really, really powerful, and I really wish that that battle between him and Ichigo would have lasted a bit longer, but thank you, Shonen Jump. And the first person on the scene trying to get to it is Byakuya. Why? Bro, you saw what happened last time you did something. Like, you don't do it. You even had to hand off Asnod to Rukia. Just chill out for a minute. And we find out that Soifon's kind of been spying on Mayuri to make sure he's not really doing anything devious, which, yeah, y'all need to keep an eye on that motherfucker. You know he's always doing something dirty. So I'm glad that they referenced that too. That Mayuri is so damn dirty that y'all got to keep an eye on him, because we knew that. We just didn't know if they knew that. And with this chapter, I did kind of get lost a lot. Like, I'm not going to say a lot, but I did kind of get confused at what they were going for with the remnants of Juobak's spiritual energy, because I didn't know who was reaching for it. I didn't know what was happening. I was just kind of confused. So then we jump back into the world of the living, where I guess 10 years have elapsed there as well. And then we see that Ichigo has taken over the Kurosaki clinic, which makes me think, I'm like, did Ishin die? Did he go back to the Soul Society to be a captain? Is he living with Kukaku and Ganju? As, you know, those three are siblings. Yeah, that tends to be overlooked a little bit, that Kukaku is fucking Ichigo's aunt. We also get an exposition as to what's going on with the rest of the characters, like Ishida being a doctor now, following in his father's footsteps, and Chad becoming a boxer, following in his abuelo's footsteps. Kubo, you just didn't want Chad to fight anybody not human, did you? You just wanted him to lose from the get-go. We learned that Ichigo and Orihime have completed the OTP and have a child called Kazui, which I'm okay with. I'm a fan of it. I was always Ichiruki, but I'm okay with Ichi Orihime too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm alright with it. And we also learned that Renji and Rukia have a daughter named Ichika, which I really don't have a problem with Rukia and Renji. I like that pairing because they grew up together, they fought together, they came up through the ranks together, they went through the academy together, and I'm okay with it. I do like the naming of these children though, because with Ichika, she's obviously named after Ichigo, and with Kazui, you get the first part of Karin's name and the second part of Yuzu's name, which I'm okay with. It's pretty cool that Ichigo is naming his son after his sisters, so that's a nice little nod to the fact that these characters actually existed, and we really didn't get to see as much of them as we probably should have, but it's all good. And honestly, I do like the character design in Ichika, because if you look at her, you can tell she has like Renji's arrogance, kind of. I don't want to call it arrogance, but you know how Renji is. And with Rukia, you can kind of tell that if she gets irritated, she'll get that, like, I'm gonna hurt you mode that Rukia gets in, like when she's dealing with Kon. And with Kazui, you can totally tell that he's Orihime's son because he has that soft expression that Ichigo kind of had before his mom died. And I don't mean that like a, well, your mom's dead, time to be an asshole. No, I mean, like, you can tell that he has that innocence about him that Orihime kind of gave throughout the series. And personally for me, I like the pairing of the groups. I like Ichigo with Hime and I like Ruki with Renji, but I wanted, me personally, like, I needed Naruto the last to know how they got together. So personally, I want to Bleach the last to know how Rukia and Renji ended up together. I wanted to know how Ichigo and Orihime got together. I want to know if Ishida got married. I want to know if Chad's smashing honeys on the side in his boxing gig. I just want to know, how cool would it be to get an Ichika and Kazui spinoff? Because in this series ending, we really got a little more questions than what we should have. Why is Hiyori watching Kazui? How did Aizen survive? Like, there's just so many questions that we didn't get answered, and I want answers, damn it. But that's my thoughts on the finale of Bleach. It was a really good series, and I'm gonna miss it, but all good things must come to an end. But let me know down in the comments if you think there's going to be a Bleach spinoff, if you want there to be a Bleach spinoff because it was rushed, if you are pissed off at Shonen Jump for what they did, like I am. It's hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I feel like Boys to Men should be playing instead of Heaven right now, but I digress. But be sure to leave me love, guys. I'll catch you guys next week when I'm doing Mob Psycho 100 Episode 7 review. I'll see you then.